Well, for more on that entire case, we're joined by CPM leader Brinda Karat, someone who's been championing the entire cause, supporting the parents. And a crucial day today, the uncle is supposed to meet Norway authorities. Are you hopeful that something positive will finally emerge in this?
We can't really say, because the kind of psychological tests they're making the uncle go through also, you know, whether he is capable of looking after the children. They've brought out a map. This is what I hear. And they've said that, you know, how far is your home from the parents' home? And can you give a guarantee that you're not going to hand them over to the parents? And, you know, how are you going to look after them, etc. You know, they're just putting him also through so many psychological tests. So I'm really not sure. And I believe that their own idea was to keep them till they were 18 years old in Norway. It is only, yes, and it is only because there is pressure now on the Norwegian authorities by the government of India that this has moved at all. So I can't say that it's the last meeting, or they say that yes, it is the last meeting, but we really can't say.
Now, the sort of allegations that have been made against the parents, we were just going through some of the documentation, and they said the mother's clinically depressed, the child has some sort of attachment disorder. And so what is your take on all these points that have been brought up? And they say it's for the children's own good that they've been taken away. It's something very outrageous for us here in India.
I have brought up 5 children and 4 grandchildren. And I can tell you, with a child, particularly when the child is about 2-3 years old and another baby comes into the house, there is some sort of sibling rivalry quite often. And the child does behave in, you know, in a way that may be a bit not normal in that sense. But to say that the child has a disconnect with the mother, and the mother is clinically depressed, so then what is your solution for it? You take away her 4-month-old baby, and is that going to help her depression, even saying that she was clinically depressed? So this is just bizarre. It's bizarre logic. So instead of helping the parents, what you've done is you've just snatched the babies away.
And you've even used the term racist when you were talking about this entire case. Why is that? Well,
I believe that what is happening in Norway, to a great extent, is a sort of understanding that the Norwegians know best what is good for children who are not Norwegian. And whether it is African children, whether it is Asian children, whether it is even Russian children. Now there's a case of a 13-year-old Russian boy who has been forcibly taken away from his mother. And, you know, he is fighting. A 13-year-old boy. There are cases of 10 Russian couples in Norway who have been deprived of their children. There's a case of a Turkish family. 2 of their babies were snatched away. And in fact, the Norwegian authorities went to Turkey and kidnapped the children and brought them back to Norway. So it's really bizarre. And, you know, trying to figure it out, it seems that there is a basic understanding with the Norwegian authorities that institutionalization is best. So
really? So this is not a one-off case that we're seeing. It's only because it's Indian parents and Indian children that for the first time we've actually seen this sort of thing.
Well, I only came to know about this after this Indian case. But that's what we're reading now. And there are many people from Norway who are reaching out and telling us that, you know, this is not something new. In fact, the United Nations has pulled up Norway from 2003, criticizing Norway for this whole understanding that a child has to be institutionalized. And, you know, they have a huge industry.
Family is not foremost.
Family, they have a very bizarre understanding of parenting, and a really weird it is that you just take the child away, and you believe by paying a foster parent about 3 or 4 lakh rupees a month, you're going to guarantee more love and more emotional support from a person being paid to look after that child than your own mother or father.
Right, extremely it's like we've had so many viewers writing in on this. And finally, do you feel the Indian government has done enough in this matter?
I think the government of India has taken a very effective stand. Once it was brought to their notice in January. I don't know what was happening the 8 months before, but certainly from January they have taken a very effective stand. And I hope that more pressure will be put on the Norwegian authorities, because why should Indian citizens and their children have a visa forcibly extended when there is no crime involved?
Absolutely. Well, great. Thank you so much. We'll hope that something positive does come out. And thank you so much for joining us.
And there is a dharna. There is a sit-in today at the Norwegian embassy.
Right,
Everybody is invited to come and express solidarity.
All right. So you can, if you feel strongly about this entire matter, you can go outside the Norway embassy today and support the grandparents as they sit in protest outside the embassy. Thank you, Vrinda Karat, for joining us.
The NDTV News app had redefined the entire genre. Now, another market beater. It's already hit #1.
NDTV Profit, India's #1 finance app. Download free at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Live stream of NDTV Profit, market news and your easy-to-manage portfolio. Download now, ndtvprofit.com/apps.